Brothers, welcome. The Imperium calls upon you to serve and save the Emperor's worlds, destroying Tyranids and the forces of chaos. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Welcome to the video. This is going to be my experience slash a tiny review with the multiplayer of Space Marine 2. But I want to touch on the PvE content briefly, as it is the main attraction and it's really cool. Just look at it! I want this all over my walls. Fill the blank canvas with beautiful battles. The environmental storytelling is absolutely incredible. So many details placed in every corner of the campaign's missions and operations. The power fantasy has itched every corner of my soul. My immersion is too high. My action figure is badass and I'm living in a grim dark nightmare. And oh, is it so fulfilling to live out my devotion to the Emperor. I haven't screamed for the Empire this much since I was a child and wanted to be a stormtrooper. I almost want to deep dive the lore of 40k. Almost. I bought books and everything, and one day I'll care enough to look into it, but I'm no Henry Cavill. Again, I won't be going into the PvE here. It's a newer title, and I think you should experience the story and the operations for yourself. Now, back to my action figure. He's so cool, and he can only get cooler. 10% cooler with every subscriber. Make him cooler. So many customization options are present before you hop into each match, and if you succeed, you unlock even more. The multiplayer only consists of 3 maps though. Now, this is hard at times, and it doesn't help that they're in concept the same. What do I mean by this? Well, they all have a center pit and 2 paths around that pit. Different maps, samey taste. However, I don't feel this limitation in variety when playing. The environments and action keep my attention and prevent this from taking up all the space in my frontal lobe. What does take residence in my frontal lobe is chaos. Why can't I customize the other half of my multiplayer experience? Is it a lore thing? Is it a development time crunch thing? Will it be added later? I don't know, but what I do know is I enjoy the expression I have as a non-chaos soldier. Like, let me get rid of this construction zone on my arm. There's a surprising amount of depth in the class interactions here. I can speak on everything except the tactical and assault class, as those classes are picked up so quick that I can't use them or not the right call for the situation. So my playtime with them are limited in comparison. The classes in multiplayer are the same that you'll see in operation mode, but, and for what I assume is a balancing reason, have no interactions between other game modes. There are 3 games you get here, none of which interact with each other outside of the credit system. In multiplayer, you level up classes and unlock better gear as you continue to use said class. I enjoy the chase for the next weapon and wondering how it will change the playstyle of the class. There's also fear here. I'm concerned that when classes reach the highest level, when a new player joins, they won't be able to contend, as the weapons at the pinnacle of each class are quite powerful in other game modes. The time to kill here is rather quick and at first was jarring. It took me a few matches to understand the balance between your melee weapons and your ranged ones. Ranged attacks having to chew through the armor first before hitting the fleshy bits inside, where melee weapons bypass the armor altogether and rips apart those fleshy bits. Remember, this is a hack and slash game, and it's finding the opportunities in multiplayer to slash and hack that make it a more intense and engaging experience. As a sniper, you can cloak to get out of dodgy situations, or use it to hold an objective, or hunt down a player that thinks they got away. Bulwark can block 100% of damage being shot at them with their shield. This includes frags. Shock grenades are a bit more effective here. Now the obvious question here is, how do I stop that? A class that nullifies the entirety of the heavy. Hey, different heavy. Well, you could get behind them, ping them, or switch to a class that meets the challenge. Introducing the Vanguard. This nimble bitch will grapple hook their way past your defenses, leaving you stunned in both in-game and IRL. The Vanguard Heavy combo is one to watch out for. The heavy, stop that, also has access to a frontal shield. Their shield stops quite a lot of damage that could take place. This is typically on display when you see two heavies challenge each other, like kids on a playground stopping each other from using their super cool attack. Fix this problem with the tactical class. 2 grenades fix most issues. The level of interactions that can take place on these 3 maps is surprising, and it's hooked me for more hours than I thought it would. I've barely leveled up my operations classes. This is the most fun I've had in a weighty third-person shooter since the early Gears titles. Again, the PvE is the main dish here, but I recommend diving into multiplayer for some exciting arena combat. Thanks for watching and spending time with me. My codex can direct you to my other content on screen now. Bye bye.